Hi, Rory. I've decided to record a video in response to your post on LinkedIn, and I thought, if it all goes well, I can just download it and then put it into the comments section. If not, I will try to reply in a different way so that all the people that are busy responding and liking and sharing your post also get it. You make some very good points there. Your experience getting over to Wall Street as part of an internship, or I think it was and I'm not looking at it, but I think it was a year or so. I think you might have been there, or maybe 6 months to a year. That really put a good foundation in your own experience. And there's many others like that in South Africa as well. I can think off the top of my head, Nikita Lala at LMP Attorneys also had this similar experience, but there's lots. There's lots and lots that excelled in their education, excelled when they went into the Big Five and got really good training, and they've got the opportunity to go overseas. Now, for those of you who are watching this and don't know me, I am Rob Green. I'm the CEO of the GRM Group. We are the number one legal recruiter in South Africa, and I am British, as you can tell, and I have been all over the world recruiting lawyers into jobs at all levels, and in-house and practice, and latterly in legal tech as well. I've personally worked in 70 cities now, and I've lived on 4 continents. So I'm really pleased that Rory brought me into this conversation, because I do know a lot about getting jobs overseas, and I do know a lot about the popularity of South African lawyers and in different jurisdictions. Now, I'm conscious of the time, and I'm conscious of not boring people, but suffice to say, Rory makes some really good points, and also that South African lawyers are typically quite popular overseas in other Commonwealth jurisdictions. So the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and then the offshore jurisdictions like the Cayman Islands, BVI, Bermuda, those are the typical places where there is interest in the South African education, work ethic, and just the way that you guys have typically been trained as well. It's usually quite a cyclical thing. I used to joke that every 5 years, those overseas would remember that South Africa existed. But it's kind of like that. 3 to 5 years, it goes through a cycle where South African lawyers are really popular, and you'll get a lot of calls from recruiters overseas saying, "Hi, would you move to Cayman? Would you move to London?" That kind of thing. And then it dies down, goes quiet, and then it comes back again. So it is a little bit cyclical. Those that have tread these paths before you have done you a massive favor, because South African lawyers, and more specifically, have a very good reputation overseas across all countries for having a great work ethic, for being transient. So you will get up and move and go, yeah, we'll move, we'll come. Obviously, because of given the disparities in salaries and remuneration, your expectations going to London or Australia are not as high as those locally. So that is also, a big plus in terms of getting you through the door. And then just being prepared to work hard and building the ability to build a new life and settle quickly and find friends and find a social life. That all plays in part of it as well. So it's not to be underestimated. So technically very sound, and that's why that you guys are really popular usually. The bulk of the opportunities will always be on the practice side. You've got to remember that when you're moving into a new market, you are up against everybody locally. So the likelihood of a company coming to South Africa to find their general counsel because they can't find one in London, unlikely. But practice at the associate, senior associate. Also, you do find quite a lot of South African lawyers who are partners here, who have maybe made partner quite early. If you typically think that partners here in South Africa, you could be made a partner after 4 years, 5 years. In the UK, in London, you're going to be looking at 10 plus. So what makes people quite popular is that you're willing to go ditch the job title and move in as a senior associate. And that, again, the fact that you're a team player comes through and again, is something that's very popular. So Rory has made some very, very good points. I'm glad she brought me into the conversation. South African lawyers are very popular overseas. We at the GRM Group can certainly help you move, and certainly, even if we can't help you move, I can certainly be there with some advice in terms of which jurisdictions you might want to look at, what type of remuneration you might want to look at, and that kind of thing. But yeah, please keep in touch, get in touch with me, and obviously keep in touch with Rory as well. And thanks very much, Rory, for bringing me in.